Well, greetings from a chilly Pennsylvania morning. Today is what is today? December 27th, Sunday morning, and of course, just several days after Christmas. And we're gonna hike another section of the Appalachian Trail this morning, or well into the afternoon probably. I'm back in Perry County, and I'll show you the map here where I'm at in a moment. And I know someone asked me recently how much of the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania I've done. I've done the 232 miles here in Pennsylvania, I've done 155, so that's about 66% of the trail. So we're gonna complete another about 4.5 mile section here. Of course, I have to walk back too, so that might make it for about a 9-mile hike this morning. All right, so here's our map. This is a map of the Cumberland Valley, and I parked right here on Route 850. Right here's the parking spot. So we're gonna hike up. There's a little hill to go over, cross a stream, and then we're going to go up to the top of Cove Mountain up here. We should get a view right here on the power line, and we're going to hike all the way up here to the Cove Mountain shelter. So this is going to be a longer hike today. And I am planning on leaving another channel sticker out here today. This will be channel sticker number 5. Hoping to leave it at the shelter if everything goes as planned today. It's like I said, I do plan on leaving another one out there. Channel sticker. Someone did find the first one that I placed out there. I'll share that information with you a little bit later in this video. So it's kind of fun placing things out there and watching people go out and find them. Alright, we're going to get going here in a moment. Gonna get warmed up. It's not terribly, it's actually probably in the upper 20s out here this morning, but it's not windy. It's nice and calm, but it is kind of chilly. So I'm going to quit blabbing as always, and let's get going. We got a long walk today. Because right here is the parking area. Right there is Route 850. Not a terribly busy highway. There's Naomi, and up that way is Cove Mountain. You can see it up through the trees there. So we got a ways just to get to Cove Mountain, and then we're gonna be hiking on that mountain for some time. And the trail is just up here. And of course, earlier this fall we hiked the section going that way to the top of the Blue Mountain. We're going to turn north. And as you can see, most of the snow is gone. There's just a little bit down there on the road. The day before Christmas, we got a ton of rain and it was up in the 50s, so bye-bye snow. So it'll make for a little easier walking, especially up on the mountain. Alright, so here we go. We're going to cross the road, get on the trail, and get going. At this point, the mountain doesn't look too far away, but like I said, once we get up there, we're going to be walking along it for quite a bit. But this is one of the gaps I need to finish in my, section hiking of the Appalachian Trail. I have this 4.5 mile gap, and then I have a smaller 2-mile gap up near the Delaware Water Gap, and then I just have 2 larger sections I need to complete. One past the Lehigh Gap, and all the section in Michaud State Forest I need to complete yet. But just trying to finish some of these little in-between gaps. It is chilly out here this morning. There's my shadow. You can see the ice on the trail here. And we'll be down in the woods here shortly. There's still some snow down here. Kind of this little sheltered valley. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, someone did find the first channel sticker that I placed out at the center point knob when I did that Appalachian Trail hike. So I will share those pictures with you now. They did send me some pictures. It was cool getting those pictures and seeing that someone had found it so quickly. I had placed the sticker out there I did that hike on November 25th. And it was almost a month till I posted the video because like I said, there's a backlog to my videos, but on December 23rd, upload that video, and the very next day, Christmas Eve, someone went out there and got it, so that was pretty cool. So I will go and share those pictures with you now. And I'll do the same for you. If you find any of these channel stickers, if you send me some pictures, I'll share those with you, with everybody in a future video. It's kind of a fun thing to do. We're making our way up that to the top of that first smaller hill, because there'll be a valley on the other side and then Cove Mountain. There'll probably be more snow on the other side of this hill. This is the south facing hill, so it's getting all the sun. It is an absolutely beautiful day out here though. Beautiful winter day. To think I almost didn't do this today. I kind of overslept this morning. And then I kind of debated, you know, should I come anyway? Because it's going to be a longer hike. This might be a 5-hour hike. Because I'm just kind of taking my time. But it's like, nope, Cliff, get out there and do it. But sometimes in life, you know, it is easy to just postpone things or procrastinate, but, you know, get out there and do it. No regrets. Yep, and just as predicted, once you get to the north side of that hill, there's a lot more snow on the ground over here. And Cove Mountain looms ahead of us through the trees up there. So we'll have a bit of a hike up that mountain. Of course, once we get to the top though, the rest will be a ridge walk on the top. And here's that stream between the hill and Cove Mountain. So this will mark our ascent up the mountain now. Now we're at the base of the steep rocky part, because the top isn't too far away. You can kind of see the steepness, and then it kind of changes. This is more of a gentle slope upwards. But now begins the probably the most difficult part of the trek. Although it looks like the trail kind of goes up diagonally up the slope of the mountain rather than straight up, which will make it easier. Starting to gain some elevation. Of course, way in the distance is the Blue Mountain, and just below that is the little hill we crossed earlier. Not quite at the top yet. Getting there though. Just taking my time. In this cold weather, I don't really want to, you know, get too hot and start sweating. Well, we made it to the top of Cove Mountain. So I met another hiker on the way up. I was talking with him for a while. He's like, well, actually he's a backpacker. He had camped overnight at the shelter that I'm headed to. So we were talking for a while. Yeah, it turns out he has a YouTube channel as well. I'll have to remember to look that up. Maybe put a link, or just put it down here what it is. Yeah, it was cold last night, he said. But he had the gear to stay warm. Alright, it is, and he told me it is 5.2 miles from where I parked to the shelter. So, we have 10.4 hike round trip. So on the way, I will have to hustle on the way back to get back to Naomi before dark. But it is what it is. All right, so the next feature that we're gonna look for is where the pipeline or the power line, I forget which it is, goes over the mountain. We should get some good views from that location. So I took my little break here, trying to catch my breath from climbing up that mountain, and let's get going again. Don't really have a whole lot of time to waste. And the snow is back. And I think our overlook is going up here somewhere. Up here is where the mountain kind of comes to a point and it starts going that way again. If you remember how it looked on the map. Some interesting spots up here. Definitely a lot more snow. But that other hiker I met, he mentioned that there's some sections up here with a lot of snow like this yet. Yeah, right up here it is. Right here's the open area. I guess it's a gas line that comes over the mountain. Whew, so it says view that way, but pretty sure we get a view up that way as well. But let's walk down here just a little bit. Looks like there's a campsite up here as well. Yeah, definitely a view. Susquehanna River is out there. Yeah, wow. See if I can zoom in a little bit for you. See, now you can see the river out there. There's the Susquehanna. Let's check out the other side. All right, so we're heading to the other view on this side of the mountain. Yeah, that's cool as well. Got some ugly orange poles popping out of the ground there, but still a pretty awesome view out there. All right. Well, we gotta keep going though. Got quite a bit of walking yet to get to the shelter. So this shelter we're headed to does have a bit of a dark history to it. I've been to this shelter before, coming from the other end, the Duncan side. And I did a video on that. It's called the Horror on the AT. That was at least 2 years ago. And it's because of, oops, sorry, branch. It was because of an event that happened at that shelter. Back then it wasn't called the Cove Mountain Shelter. I think it was called, I don't remember. I should have reviewed this before I started. The Thelma something shelter? I could be totally wrong. But 2 hikers were murdered there. Not a nice story at all. I won't go into the details in this video. But their killer was captured eventually. But that shelter was torn down, and then they built the Cove Mountain Shelter in the same area, but not at the exact same spot. But even to this day, there's a lot of hikers who won't camp overnight there, just because of the the backstory of the place. But you can look that story up for yourself online if you want to know more about it, or watch that video. I guess a lot of people got mad at me in that video. Got some quite a bit of negative feedback. I think a lot of people misunderstood what I was trying to say in that video, because we were talking about some controversial stuff. But that's the way it is. You post something that's somewhat controversial, you'll get this kinds of responses. That's the first time we've actually had snow on the trail. Quite a bit here too. But we are on the north side of the mountain here. Kind of in the shadow of the ridge there. Well, this snow-covered section just keeps going on and on. Been on it for at least a mile now. That's the last time I filmed as well. But it's not too bad as far as walking goes. A few icy spots. Alright, so we are getting close. This is turning into a pretty long stretch here. But here's two blue blaze marks on that tree. If I remember correctly, there's a trail that goes off to the left here. Yep, here it is. This takes you down, obviously down the hill there. There's a trail down there that takes you at the bottom of this hill. You can get to the anyway, it would take you to the Duncannon recycling center area. But I've been down that way. I did a video on what's called the Duncannon stack. It's like a chimney stack that's down there, pretty cool. Part of an old lumbering operation. Yeah, right here's the trail. You can see the other blaze mark, and just past here should be the Cove Mountain shelter. So that is one way that people get to the shelter. They kind of do a loop. They kind of come up that old road, come up this trail, and then follow the AT back, and then take the Hawk Rock Trail back down to the recycling area. Alright, I'm getting hungry too. So not too much further. A little bit less snow on the trail here too. Well, I stopped to take a little break and double check the map. You know, I was starting to get that feeling that, you know, maybe I'd gone too far and wasn't paying attention, but the shelter is a little bit further beyond that blue blaze trail than I thought. So, but we're almost there, thankfully. It's about 1 o'clock right now. So by the time we get to the shelter and do what I'm going to do down there, it might be 1:30. Took a little bit longer for me to get here than I planned, but that's the way it is. Alright, let's get to that shelter. Alright, so we have arrived at the trail to get to the shelter. So there's some more blue blaze marks. Cove Mountain Shelter. Oh boy. So we do need to go down that way to the shelter, but let's just take a look out this way. I remember being out here. Looks like some people camp right here. Whew. Alright. So you can come to this shelter from that direction as well, from the Hawk Rock or the Duncannon side. It's a little bit shorter from that way. Let's get down to the shelter. Take just a short little break and get this sticker stash down here. It's just a little bit of a hike down to the shelter. And here she is. And it's a little bit more than just a little bit of a hike down that trail to get here. Looks like we do have the place to ourselves. Because that guy I met on the trail earlier had spent the night here. Alright, so I gotta find a place to cache our channel sticker. Gonna take just a little break and then head on out. Alright, so I have my spot picked out up in here. Let's go ahead and stash it, show you where I'm going to put it. Bit of a step to get up in there. Oh, get the bunk beds. Right back here on this beam. Back here. Someone's got a belt there. All kinds of stuff, but there's those pegs. I'm going to slide it back in here. And that's where it will be. Alright, and that's where you can find it. Might tuck it just in just a little bit more. Alright, so back in there is where it is if you want to come out here and find it. So I'm not going to dilly-dally around here too much longer. I do need to get back on trail and get back to Naomi. It took me about 3 hours to get here altogether. Of course, I spent, well, it's 1:30 now. I left about 10:30. Now it's 1:30. Of course, I spent a little bit of time here. And then I was talking to that other hiker for maybe 15 minutes. So it took more like maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes for me to get here. So the way back, I'm planning on getting back to Naomi by 4 o'clock. So that's about 2.5 hours from now. So I should probably stop yapping, get back on trail. And as always, I won't film a whole lot on the way back, but I'll stop every now and then just to give you an update. Didn't really eat a whole lot here either, just had some beef jerky and some water, because I just want to kind of get going. Alright, but like I said, the channel sticker is out here. If you want to come out here and do this hike, like I said, you can come from either direction. I just gotta hike the hill back up to the trail. Alright, I'll report back to you sometime down the trail. Let you know I'm still alive. So I finally made it out of that long snowy section way back. And there's still some snow here, but that view is just up here, and that's where the trail turns back towards the east. A little bit easier hiking that way. I think I'll probably take a break up here as well. Eat some peanut butter sandwich. I've been hustling pretty hard here. Alright, so I'm back at that spot where the view is, just up ahead here. Take a little break. It is 2:44, an hour and 15 minutes to get back this way, about halfway. So that's a good time. But I'm gonna waste a little time here, I guess, take a break. Have some of my peanut butter sandwich and some more water, I think. Alright, I'll turn you around a little bit later too, give you another view of the view. A little bit warmer out here with the sun. Alright. Yeah, so out there is our view again. But we're gonna head on out. Just that for a little bit. But it's good to be out on the sunny side of things again. And it's time to make the descent off of this mountain. Be good to get to the bottom. Getting breezy up here, a little bit colder. Alright, well I made it back. Naomi is right in front of me. I'm just kind of chilling out here behind the Jeep for a little bit. But yeah, when I got here, it was, well, into the parking lot here, it was 3:56. So we made it by 4 o'clock. So that's what I was planning, so. Alright, I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna warm up, have some coffee when I get home. When you're out on these long days, the cold just kind of soaks into you, the cold. Alright, well, like I said, I'm gonna get home. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you around.